they say the sharpest blade in any wedding procession is not made of steel, but of a grandfather's tongue. In the windswept kingdom of Glenmore, one winter night proved it true. Long ago, in the misty highlands, where the rivers run silver and the castles are built of stubborn stone, there lived a proud lord named Malcolm McCrae. He had one daughter, Isla, fairer than frost on heather and prouder than any highland storm. Suitors came from every corner of the land, princes, earls, warriors with scars and silver, but none could melt the ice around her heart. Then came Rowan Campbell, a young laird from a modest glen, not rich, not famous, but stubborn as winter itself. He courted Isla for 2 full turns of the season, until, against every expectation, she whispered, yes. Rowan rode home laughing, convinced the hardest part was over. He was wrong. Lord McCrae summoned him to the great hall, fire roaring, wolves howling outside. "You may marry my daughter," the old lord growled, "but on one strange condition. When your wedding procession arrives at my gate on the eve of midwinter, not a single gray hair must cross my threshold. Only the young may come. No elders, no grandfathers, no grandmothers. Break this rule, and you ride home alone." Rowan laughed, thinking it a test of honor. "Done," he swore. The wedding day came, cold and glittering. The pipes were ready. The horses stamped snow into mist. The young men of Clan Campbell stood proud in their green and blue tartans. Everything was perfect. Then Rowan's grandfather, old Dougal, 90 winters old, eyes like winter lakes, hobbled out on his rowanwood stick. "Lad," he croaked, "you'll be needing me tonight." Rowan begged, argued, nearly wept. The old man would not be moved. In the end, half in terror, half in love, Rowan wrapped his grandfather in a dark traveling cloak and hid him in the very last wagon beneath blankets and whiskey barrels. "Not a soul will know," he whispered. "Forgive me, Grandad." The procession thundered across the frozen moor. Torches hissed in the wind. At midnight, they reached Castle McCrae, gates wide, fires blazing, Lord Malcolm waiting on the steps like a wolf. He scanned the company. All young, all strong. A cold smile. He said, "Good. Now prove you deserve my daughter. 3 riddles. Fail one, and the gates close forever." Rowan bowed. "Ask." Lord McCrae pointed to the pens where 100 black-faced rams bawled. "Tonight, every man in your procession must eat an entire ram, bones and all." "How?" Laughter rippled among the McCraes. "Impossible." Rowan felt panic claw his throat. He slipped away, pretended to tighten a saddle, and whispered the riddle through the canvas of the last wagon. Old Dougal's voice came back, dry as autumn leaves. "Tell them to slaughter the rams and bring them one by one. We shall eat them." Rowan returned and spoke the words calmly. Lord McCrae raised an eyebrow and ordered the slaughter. 100 rams were killed. Then, under Dougal's murmured instructions, a single slice was cut from each carcass and passed around. Every man tasted one small piece. Thus, every man has eaten of every ram, and every ram has been eaten. The McCraes fell silent. First riddle broken. Lord McCrae's eyes narrowed. "Before dawn, you will build me a castle, walls, towers, the works, made only of sand and barley flour. Begin." The wind howled louder. Snow began to fall. Rowan's friends cursed under their breath. A castle of sand and flour in a blizzard? Again, Rowan drifted to the hidden wagon. Old Dougal chuckled. "Tell them first to fetch the great sieve from the kitchen and pour water into it. When the water stays in the sieve, we shall build the castle." Rowan strode back and delivered the answer with a smile.
Lord McCrae stared at the sieve in his servant's hands, then at the snow swirling through the night sky. Water would fall straight through. The castle could never be built. He gave a single grudging nod. Second riddle shattered.
Now the old lord stepped close, voice low and deadly. "Very well, boy. One last question, and this one no young man has ever answered." He leaned in until Rowan could smell the peat smoke on his beard. "What creature walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening, yet never grows tired of the journey?" Silence fell heavier than snow. Rowan felt every eye upon him. His friends looked sick. This was the ancient Greek riddle, yes, but Lord McCrae had twisted the ending, yet never grows tired. No young man would see the deeper truth. Rowan walked slowly to the last wagon, knelt in the snow, and whispered through frozen lips. Inside, old Dougal's voice was soft as ash. "Tell him, man. In the morning of life he crawls on 4. At noon he strides on 2. In the evening he leans on a stick and walks on 3. And he never tires because with every year his wisdom grows lighter upon his soul, and his heart learns to fly." Rowan rose, turned, and faced the Lord beneath the torches. He spoke the answer word for word. Lord McCrae went white as the snow at his feet. He stared past Rowan, past the young men, toward the shadowed wagon at the rear of the procession. "You," he said, slowly, "did not answer that yourself." Rowan lifted his chin. "You forbade gray hair at your gate, my lord. You said nothing about gray wisdom in our hearts." A murmur rippled through both clans. Lord McCrae opened his mouth, closed it, then did the last thing anyone expected. He laughed, a huge, booming laugh that scattered the crows from the battlements. "By God," he roared, "the lad brought an elder after all, only he carried him hidden in his mind." He strode forward, clasped Rowan's shoulders, and kissed him on both cheeks. "Take my daughter, Rowan Campbell. You've won her twice over, once with love, once with cunning. And tell that old fox in the wagon he's welcome to the whiskey and the best bed in the castle tonight." The gates flew open, pipes screamed for joy, and somewhere in the last wagon, beneath blankets and barrels, old Dougal Campbell smiled a toothless smile and whispered to the night, "Told you I'd come in useful, lad." That night the feasting lasted till dawn, and ever after, whenever a Highland wedding grew too proud or too strict, the elders would raise a glass and say, "Remember the night the old man won the bride, and never bar wisdom from the gate." And the fires burned brighter for the telling.